Hello and full moon blessings, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey, and today I'm going to guide you through a yoga flow that you can do during a full moon in Pisces. Paying attention to the astrological sign that the moon is passing through during its full phase is a great way to get the most out of this phase of the moon, to get the most out of the energy present at this time. And if you've clicked on this video, then I'm assuming that you are around or under a full moon in Pisces. So before we get into our flow, I'll just share some food for thought in relation to the full moon in Pisces. So first of all, full moons are times of realizations, revelations, revolutions, and celebration. And then Pisces is the sign that is super in tune with their intuition. And so when there's a full moon in Pisces, we can start to feel like maybe we're more sensitive to the outside world, and maybe we want to kind of pull back and turn inward a little bit more, kind of just letting life unfold before us instead of actively engaging with the world and trying to make something happen or make something manifest. So with all that said, this is a great time for spiritual and creative work alike, and you may want to really limit the amount of distractions around you so that you can get the most out of your full moon in Pisces. And so a great way to do that is getting on your mat, engaging in your yoga practice, this practice that helps us turn inward, this practice that helps us hone our focus, hone our intention, our intuition. And for the sake of our asana practice today, in honor of Pisces, we are going to be moving rather fluidly, one breath per movement, and really getting the most out of that mind, breath, and body connection. So we're going to go ahead and begin kneeling here like I am. I'm not using any props for our practice today, but if you do have blocks or a blanket nearby, you are more than welcome to bring them to your mat. I personally do like to flow with props, just so if my body is feeling any type of way that day, I have the option to bring a prop in to give myself that support. So please do, if that is you today. Beginning kneeling, maybe putting a block between the heels if that works for your body better than just sitting back on your heels. Sitting up nice and tall, letting your shoulders drop away from your neck. Take a few breaths in and out through your nose to arrive. And we'll start to move through some gentle neck circles, starting by letting your right ear drop over your right shoulder, and then letting your head roll down, chin towards your chest, and letting your head roll over to the left shoulder, and then letting your head gently rock back. You don't have to let it go all the way back. You could limit the expression there a little bit if that causes tension in your neck. You could also leave it out, just going back and forth forward. And so, as you can see, I'm taking these movements very slowly and mindfully. And I want you to really focus in on your breath while we're here. The breath is what's leading the movement, not the other way around. Let's go ahead and reverse the direction. Make sure that you're not clenching through your jaw. Eyes are soft. Breath is steady. And then the next time that your chin is dropping down towards the center of your chest, we'll inhale and roll up all the way back to upright, head over heart, heart over hips. I am turning sideways here so that you can see a little bit more easily. Come forward off of the heels and then tuck your toes under and then sit back onto your heels for toe squat. And I really like to take my fingers and move the pinky toe into the stretch. Sometimes it kind of gets tucked back instead, so we just want to make sure that it's also getting the love of this pose. Again, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to do cat and cow here with cactus arms. So bring your arms out into this cactus shape. Your elbows are about shoulder height. Inhale, lift your heart, tilt your tailbone back, lift your head. And then exhale, bring your elbows and your forearms towards one another as you round your spine and scoop your pelvis forward. Chin tucks towards your throat. Breathe in now for the seated cow pose, opening the elbows, lifting your heart, lifting your head. Exhale, elbows together, chin towards your throat, scoop pelvis forward, draw navel back. A few more, breathing in, open, lift. Exhale, close, draw everything in. 2 more here. Breathe in, move with your breath. So if I'm moving a little bit slowly or quickly for you, either slow it down or speed it up so that it matches your breath. Last one here. And breathe out. Alrighty, inhale, release the arms, come back to upright. Your toes may be talking to you, so let's come forward into our tabletop pose, untuck the toes, and you can pitter pat your feet for a moment, just kind of getting the blood flow back into the feet. And then setting your hands under your shoulders, spread the fingers nice and wide here. Draw some energy up through the low abdomen, press down through the tops of your feet. And then we're gonna inhale, reach that right leg back. Toes are pointing down, right hip is rolling down, starting to connect to the core. Exhale, stay here. Inhale again. And exhale. Now this can be your pose today, or if you want to add a little bit extra, we'll go into arrow, reaching the left arm forward like you're shaking someone's hand in front of you. Balancing on the right arm and the left knee. Everything in the front of your body drawing upwards towards your back body. Smile, breathe. Now exhale, left hand comes down, set those right toes down, turn on the right foot so that the outside edge of the foot is parallel to the shorter edge of your mat. Spin on your left knee so the toes point to the left. Inhale, reach your right arm up for a supported side plank. Gaze can go up towards the right thumb. Lengthen your tailbone down. You have your left shin kind of behind you like a kickstand. So you can really lean this right shoulder back and press your hips forward. A couple more breaths. Next breath in, bring the right hand to the right thigh, reach that left hand up into the air and then overhead as we go into a side bend for our gate pose. A couple breaths here. And then we're going to flow between these two a couple times. Inhale into your side plank, left hand down, right arm up. Inhale, use those obliques to float back into your gate pose, side bend. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up, supported side plank. Inhale, using those obliques to lift up with control into the side bend. Let's exhale to take us back into our side plank. We're going to lift that right leg up. So we're in a knee down half moon. You're using this right glute to squeeze the leg up a little bit higher. Option to stay here or bend that right knee. Reach back for the top of the foot and then press your foot into your hand as you press your hand into your foot to create a back bend. Gaze can stay down or you can send it up. Sugar cane, 2 breaths. Great. Inhale, let go, reach that right leg long, reach that right arm up. We're going to step the right foot to the top of the mat. And then framing the hands over that right leg, fingertips to the mat, or if you can bring palms to the mat, you're welcome to. Also here, having some blocks underneath the hands is a really good option to give yourself that extra bit of height. We're going to inhale, straighten the right leg, shift the hips back, flex back through the toes, half splits. Exhale, roll through the right foot, lunge into the right knee. Inhale, into the half splits. Your spine is still nice and long, and then exhale, sink the hips low, stretch, lunge. Breathe in, and breathe out. Awesome, awesome work. And then from here, we'll tuck the left toes, lift that back knee, plant the palm, step the right foot back into a plank pose. Option on this first one, and all of them really, to keep the knees lowered if this is better for your body today. I know it's better for mine. We're gonna lower down to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. So we're using the back muscles here. Inhale to lift head and heart. And exhale, lower down. One more like that. Breathe in. And breathe out. Next breath in, press into your hands, roll up to table. We'll take a brief child's pose. Widen the knees apart, big toes touch. Send the hips towards the heels, forehead to the mat. If your forehead does not reach the mat, you can always stack forearms. Resting the head on the forearms. Settling your breath before we move through that flow again. Next breath in, looking forward towards the hands. Exhale, shift forward, make your way back into your tabletop pose. Set the hands, set the knees, spread your fingers wide into that lifted leg. Left leg goes back, reaching through the heel, pointing the toes down, reaching forward through the crown of the head. A couple of breaths, get grounded, connect to core. Maybe staying here today if this is where your edge is, or reaching the right arm forward for your full arrow pose. Reaching in opposite directions, drawing everything in the front of your body up, up, up to meet your back body, Smile, breathe. Right hand will go down now, set the left toes down, and then we're gonna spin on that left foot so that foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. Turn on the right knee so the toes point to the right, lean onto the right hand, reach that left arm up, supported side plank. Look towards the left thumb, lean the left shoulder back, press pelvis forward as you lengthen your tailbone down. Breathe. We'll inhale, reach that left hand up, left hand to the left thigh, right arm overhead, lean towards the left for your gate pose, your side bend, a couple of breaths here. Just getting familiar with the sensation, opening up the right side body. And then we'll exhale, floating the right hand back down into a supported side plank, reach the left arm up. Inhale, use the obliques to lift up into your gate. Exhale, into your side plank. And then inhale, obliques lifting us up into the side bend now. Last one. Connected to core. Inhale all the way back up. And now exhale, plant that right hand down. We're going to step left foot to the top of the mat, pivot on the back knee, fingertips framing your left leg into your low lunge. And then we'll inhale, shift the hips back, straighten the left leg. Half splits, exhale, lunge forward. 2 more of these, slow, steady breaths. And exhale. Last one. Long spine here, and exhale. Awesome work. Tuck the right toes, lift the back knee, plant the hands, step left foot back. Again, option to lower your knees. Exhale all the way to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Head and heart lifts, exhale. 2 more, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Now this time as we press into our hands, rolling up to table, tucking the toes, sitting it up and back into our first downward dog. Alternate the bends of the knees. Settle your breath again. Let your head be heavy, relax your jaw. Come back into stillness whenever you feel ready. Take a couple of breaths in this static downward dog to get grounded. Pressing down through all of your knuckles of all of your fingers so that the weight is not primarily going into the wrist. It's a little bit more distributed through your hands. And then we'll inhale to shift forward into our plank pose. So we've already practiced a low plank and we've practiced a supported side plank. So as we move through this flow, if that works better for you, please take those 2 options. We're going to shift our heels towards the left, coming onto the outside edge of the left foot, the inside edge of the right foot. My feet are staggered in front of one another. If it's available in your body, you could stack your legs. And then we're going to inhale, reach the right arm up into our full side plank. Reach that right arm up, gaze towards the right thumb. Breathe. And now we're going to step right foot behind us, press into the right foot. Press your hips forward and up, leaning the right arm back, a little half back bend for your wild thing. One more breath in. My left arm is shaking. And then we're lowering the left hip all the way down. So now your left foot is pointing towards the base of your mat. Your left leg is extended. And your right foot is bent with the sole of the foot onto the floor. You may not be on your mat all the way. It's okay. Into our Asana twist. We're going to hook left elbow around right knee. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, fingertips behind you to twist. Breathe. Every exhale, maybe finding a little bit deeper of a twist. Awesome. Exhale, look forward, release forward. Now, we're going to plant the hands towards the top of the mat. Press into your right foot and your left foot to lift up. Come back into a one-legged plank. Squeeze the right knee in towards the right elbow, and then drop it down behind the right wrist. Toes point to the left, lower left knee. Walk hips back. And then settle into your pigeon pose, either staying on your hands. If you have props, you can bring them under your hips or under your upper body, or you can just lower to forearms like I'm doing here. Let your head be heavy. Maybe stacking the forearms and resting your head down this way. A few breaths here. Inhale to lift your head. Exhale, walk your hands back in towards you, coming up onto the hands here. Shift your weight to the right hip, swing the left leg around into Janu Sirsasana. So the left leg is extended, right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Inhale, both arms go up, find some length, and then exhale, forward fold, holding on to anywhere along your leg or your foot that's accessible. Let your head be heavy for this deep hamstring stretch. Left quad is active to help release the hamstring. Inhale, lift your head. Think about lifting with a flat back. Then exhale, let that help you come all the way up into an upright position here. From here, we're going to cross at the ankles, roll over the knees, plant the hands. If that doesn't work for you, swing the legs to one side, make your way into your tabletop pose, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Resetting here. If it feels good to shift hips side to side, alternate the bend of the knees, you can do that. Otherwise, finding a nice static dog here. Everybody coming back to stillness. We're going to inhale, shift forward into our plank pose. Doing that on the other side. So this time we're going to let both of our heels tick over to the right. My left foot is staggered in front of my right. Again, you could stack the feet if that's available in your body today. It's going to be a little bit more of a challenge of balance. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Lift the hips high. Breathe in your side plank. A very challenging pose for me. I'm not going to lie. I'm right there with you. Let's step the left foot behind us. Plant the left foot down. Press into both feet to lift the hips more forward. Lean left arm back. Lift your heart. Baby wild thing. Actually, just kidding. It's a full wild thing. Breathe. My right arm is shaking. Let's exhale. Hips go all the way down to the mat. So now we have left foot grounded, left knees pointing up, right leg is extended to the base of the mat, flex back through the toes, wrap right arm around left knee, inhale, left arm up, exhale, left fingertips behind you as we twist to the left. Soften your jaw, steady your breath. Every exhale, maybe finding a little bit deeper of a twist. Great. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release the twist. We're going to plant the hands behind us onto the mat, towards the top of the mat. Press into the feet, come through a one-legged plank. Squeeze left knee in towards the left elbow. Drop that knee down behind the wrist. Point toes to the right. Walk your hips back, either staying up on hands or fingertips, bringing props underneath you to meet you where you are today, or forearms come down. Maybe stacking forearms and letting your head rest down. I want your head to be heavy. I want your neck relaxed. Breathe. The last couple of breaths here. Inhale to lift your head. Exhale, come onto your hands. This time we're shifting the weight to the left hip as we swing the right leg around in front, left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, arms go up, preparing for Janu Shirshasana, head to knee. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips, hold on to anywhere on your leg or your foot. Head is heavy. Several breaths here. One more breath in. And exhale, lift your head. Find that flat back as you walk your hands back in, lifting all the way up. This time, instead of going back into our downward dog, we're just going to scoot our hips to the center of the mat. You can use your hands behind your thighs as you slowly recline down onto your back. I'll move my little clippy here out of the way so that I can relax my head and my neck. Take a few breaths in your constructive rest pose to get settled. beginning to cool down our practice. For these last couple of poses, reclining here on the back, let's start by crossing our left thigh over our right thigh. Moving into a reclined Gomukhasana, draw the knees in, holding on to the knees with the hands, or maybe sliding hands down the shins to hold on to the sides of the ankles or the feet. Lift your feet away from your hips. Pull the feet in opposite directions, and then let your arms be heavy towards the mat to get a deeper stretch here. Breathe. Let's exhale to let go of the feet, but keep the knees hugging in close as we let both of the legs drop over to the left for a reclined twist. If this is too much for you, you can always uncross the legs and just stack the legs on top of each other. A few breaths here. And then we'll reset. Inhale to bring the legs back up, feet return to the mat. If you had kept your legs crossed, then you can now uncross. And then we're just going to go to the other side. Right leg crosses over your left. Draw knees in, hands to the fronts of the knees, or sliding hands down the shins to hold on to ankles or feet. Lift the feet away from the glutes. Reach feet in opposite directions. Pull them down gently. Breathe. Big hip stretch. One more breath in. Exhale, let go of what you're holding on to. Keep the knees hugging in close. Release arms to a T shape or cactus shape and let both of your legs drop over to the left. Once again, if having the legs crossed in this twist is too much for you, you can always uncross and stack your legs. And I'm taking that option, so if you need to know what that looks like, you can look at me. Last few breaths here. Begin to come back into center, rolling towards your back. Both feet return down to your mat. One more pose before Shavasana. Soles of the feet together, knees go apart, heels coming in towards your groin for this Supta Baddha Konasana. Reclined bound angle, reclined butterfly. So again, our full moon in Pisces is encouraging us to turn inward, to release and limit distraction so that we can more clearly hear our intuition. Hopefully your practice has done that for you today, or you're feeling a little bit more mentally quiet. Let's start to extend the legs long for our Shavasana, just taking a couple of moments here to let our body rest and receive the benefits of our practice. You'll hear my voice when it's time to come back. Enjoy this time of deep rest. Remaining just as you are, start to bring your awareness to your breath again. Taking some more mindful, deeper breaths now. As you feel ready, start to wiggle fingers and toes, roll out wrists and ankles. Eventually, pulling your knees into your body, giving yourself a big hug, rocking a little bit side to side. And then allow this rocking motion to land you on one side, whichever side is calling your name, and slowly press your way up to a comfortable seat. There's no hurry here. Be gentle with yourself through this transition. Sitting up nice and tall whenever you do arrive in your seat, and just taking a moment to acknowledge the impact of your practice on you today. To feel gratitude for yourself for taking a little bit of time for yourself today. And then reminding yourself of what your intention for this full moon in Pisces is. As you feel ready, bring palms together in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra, closing by taking a chant of Om. Take a big breath in when you're ready. Exhale to chant. Om. Thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me today and allowing me to guide you. I hope you have a very wonderful full moon in Pisces and a beautiful rest of your day. Please leave me a comment below letting me know how this practice went for you. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel if you are not already. I put out new practices every single Sunday morning, and then sometimes I throw in an extra one during the week for special occasions and for fun. So I hope to see you in a practice again very soon. And again, thank you for being here just as you are. Namaste.